CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 67 of Dual Destinies. Last time, we went back to the Space Center in order to investigate with Trucy, where we talked to Starbuck, and also Cosmos, who we used the Magatama on, we broke his Cyclops, and we learned that basically, under the threat of a terrorist attack, he decided to concoct the whole, switch the launch pad with the Space Museum scheme, drug Solomon Starbuck because he couldn't keep a secret, and basically, he believes that the person who was behind the whole Hat One sabotage is behind this. So without further ado, let's go. Meanwhile, just during the time between the last episode and this episode, just Cosmos has just been spinning around. Phoenix has just been watching this. Phoenix is watching this and refuses to stop it. December 20th, Cosmos Space Center. Space Museum.
Let's see. Where's the exhibit on the launch 7 years ago?
There. That's the Hat One exhibit.
Oh, wow. Look at that photo of the team.
There's Clay and Mr. Starbuck, Director Cosmos, Aura Blackwell, and even Ponko. But I've never seen the woman on the right before.
Everybody looks so happy. Well, except for Director Cosmos.
Let's check out the newspaper article, too. Hat One launch imminent. And there's a photo of the Hope space probe. I guess it's only natural that it doesn't talk about the murder or the sabotage.
They really were keeping it a secret, just like the director said. Daddy, take a look at that jacket.
It must be the Hat One team's uniform jacket. It's the same design as the one Apollo was wearing. The one that belonged to Clay.
Actual jacket worn by a Hat One team member, it says.
Not a replica, huh? I wonder if it was Mr. Starbucks.
Hello.
Sorry, I didn't I kind of forgot it was Juniper until the last second. Oh, Miss Woods, what brings you here?
I heard Athena got arrested, so I've been looking for you, Mr. Wright. Though you might be here at the scene.
You must be so worried, but rest assured, I'm going to do my very best to defend her.
That's not what I'm worried about, Mr. Wright. I'm worried about the fact that Apollo's turned to an edgelord. Look at him. Athena's going through such a hard time. I hope she doesn't lose heart. Even just coming back to this place must have been really difficult for her.
Huh? You mean the Cosmos Space Center?
What? You didn't know? She used to live here when she was a little girl.
She did? No, I didn't know. No wonder she knew so much. Miss Woods, can you tell us more in detail? Did I mute the television? Okay, yes, I did. Okay, I thought I was hearing things.
I'm very sorry, but I don't know anything about that.
I'm sorry, I don't know what I was trying to do there. Okay, sorry to bother you. I guess she doesn't have any leads on that. Yes, Athena, yes, Juniper knows nothing about attorneys' badges. She's still salty over the fact that she doesn't get the sunflower badge.
Athena's mom worked here. If I remember right, she was a doctor of psychology or something like that.
But why was a psychology specialist working at a space research facility?
I don't really know. But I do know that she lived and worked here, so Athena lived here too.
So it was far from Athena's first time here. I wonder why she didn't mention it.
She probably didn't want to talk about it. This place is connected to a very sad memory for her.
A sad memory? Can you tell me about it?
There was a terrible incident here. It was 7 years ago. Aura Blackwell just tripped Athena down a flight of stairs. I tried to tattle on her, but then she shoved me in a locker.
The same time frame as the Hat One launch.
Athena's mom, in the robotics lab, she was murdered.
What?
After it happened, Athena stopped coming to school.
Poor Athena. And all this time, she never let on at all. I was
so worried about her. I came here so many times hoping to see her. But I never saw her again. After a while, we started exchanging letters. But I didn't get to see her
And so the first time you've seen her in 7 years was during Professor Quart's case.
That's right, and I was so surprised. She was like a completely different person, so cheerful and happy. She wasn't wearing those ugly-ass headphones. What even were those things?
What was Athena like as a child?
She was very sensitive and kind. She didn't talk very much. She liked to draw and paint at home. That's completely different. That's completely different from the Athena we know now. I can't even picture it. She never left the Space Center much because she was very sensitive to other people's emotions. When she went to crowded places, she'd get dizzy from all the emotions flying around.
It must be hard to hear people's hearts as well as their voices.
She always wore these big, heavy-looking, ugly headphones. She said her mother made them for her as part of her research.
Huh? I wonder what kind of research it was.
Apparently it involved blasting rock music into Athena's ears to see how she would react to it. Because of her special ability, Athena couldn't handle being in school very often. And I was always out sick because of my weak constitution. Maybe that's why we became such good friends. We used to play together here at the Space Center a lot. It brings back memories. Sounds like Athena's mother played a big role here at the Space Center. Ooh, Daddy, show her that picture.
Atta girl, good idea. Miss Woods, could you take a look at this for me?
Oh, look! It's Thea's mom! The woman on the far right, the one in the kimono! That's Dr. Messex!
And then Juniper points at Aura.
There's Athena's mother!
Athena's mother's murder. Did it by any chance have any connection to the Hat 1 launch?
What? Why, yes, it did. As I recall, it happened on the day before the launch.
Just as I suspected. But that wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered, but don't worry, it was just the analytical psychologist, no big loss. So this is the murder Director Cosmos was talking about. Does that mean that the crime Prosecutor Blackwell was convicted of is the murder of Athena's mother? There's a chance her death is somehow connected to the current case.
There is?
Thank you for all your help, Miss Woods. And please, try not to worry. I won't let anything happen to Athena.
Thank you, Mr. Rice. I know you'll take good care of her. So we need to investigate the robotics lab and also Dr. Athena. We've got our plates full, Daddy. I hope we can fit it all in before the day's through.
The detention center first, then. We have to see Athena before visiting hours are over. December 20th. Detention Center. Visitor's room. Well, if it isn't Mr. Lawyer, fancy meeting you here. Oh, hello, Detective Fulbright. Here on business? To tell the truth, I'm here to interview Tonate, the one behind the courtroom bombing incident. He suddenly said he's ready to tell the truth about that case. And what he was saying was so incredible, I just had to come over to hear more.
Incredible. What was he saying?
Why don't you hang around and hear it for yourself? Really? Us? Are you sure? Ha ha! I give you my special permission. Here comes the bomber now! You! What nerve do you have to come here? You're here to laugh at me, I suppose. Like I'd waste my breath on you. After all, you're the one who assaulted Apollo and put him in the hospital. Violence? No. Question? Okay. No violence? Too bad Apollo didn't get a chance to say that before you attacked him. The one time Phoenix defends Apollo. Fine. Then just answer me this, Mr. Tonate. What is this truth of yours about the courtroom you blew up? No, I didn't do it. I didn't blow up the courtroom. When I killed Detective Arm, there was another person in the room.
What are you talking about? Who else could have been there?
I saw it, I tell you. I saw someone's hand as they were stealing the remote switch. this person was there and witnessed the murder I committed. Why did they help me out? Why didn't they get me back up when Arm was right in my face, pointing that finger at me, telling me how I was a horrible human being? Meanwhile, apparently she was busy shooting great men of science. What? I don't know who it was, but that's who blew up the courtroom. Oh, sorry, was Ted actually doing that normal? But that's who blew up the courtroom! You expect us to buy that?
Easy. You expect us to buy that? Easy that you see. No, Daddy. You know how it is. I'm the bad cop. You're the good cop. You try to be reasonable with them. You make them feel good. But then I destroy them. I give them torture, Gramaye style.
I don't see any Cyclops, so I guess he must not be lying. Pardon me, I got a little carried away, but I'm telling you the truth. I did not detonate that bomb. And there you have it. We can exactly ignore his claims, of course, so we're doing a follow-up. We're even analyzing the bomb itself, or what's left of it. We haven't found any new facts yet, though. Wow, they laid it out loud, piece by piece. Oh, look at those beautiful little pieces. I wish I could have them. Uh-oh, looks like his geek switch has been activated. Well, I hope you're ready for Prosper Blackwell's special brand of questioning. Anything but that, not the wet towel. I'm afraid I have to be off now, too. I was just about to question Miss Sykes.
You're gonna see Athena now?
That's right. Oh, did you folks come to see her? Sorry for the trouble, but could you come back later? Well, off I go! What bad timing. Looks like we'll have to wait until after her questioning is over to see her.
And after we came all this way too, well, I guess it's back to the Space Center. Let's go check out the robotics lab, Daddy.
Alright, sounds like a plan. December 20th, Cosmos Space Center. Robotics Lab.
So this is the robotics lab, huh? Looks like it's exactly one floor above the boarding lounge.
And where people were directed to evacuate from via the emergency ladder. This is where Athena's mother was killed 7 years ago. Speaking of someone who works with robots...
Daddy, look! Over there!
So they plan to use this bag to carry the capsule, is that right? Yeah, more or less. Though, enough about the case, Apollo. It's time for the first meeting of the We Hate Athena Sykes Club. Come on, it's gonna be fun. I guess you have a lot of things to discuss. You do? You know it! She was the reason I couldn't go to the aquarium! Typical. Princess wouldn't let you go to the aquarium. You had to do her work for her. You poor, poor soul. And don't even get me started how she introduced herself to me! She threw a police officer at me! Some things never change. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a nice cup of tea instead and badmouth my brother? Apollo and Nora Blackwell. I wonder what they're talking about. Well, well, come to spoil our fun just when I was enjoying our time alone. Trucy and Mr. Right! If it's Apollo you want, you can't have him. He said he's investigating on his own. And I respect his wishes. We just came to investigate this lab. Well, this is my lab, so you'll need my permission if you want to do any snooping. Yeah, meanwhile, this clown goes suffering. Can you tell me about this piece of evidence? Even if I could... Okay. Yeah, we already went through that. Okay. Okay. About what happened. I heard about the trial. You made mincemeat out of the director. And suddenly Starbuck was out and your little stubborn subordinate, the princess, was in. Case closed, and they all lived happily ever after. Yeah, Daddy, say something to her! And I suppose you're going to defend the princess in court, am I right? The princess, huh? Guess she's talking about Athena. Of course, Athena's innocent. Oh my, such loyalty and trust. She seems plenty suspicious to me, though. The emotionally unstable princess. There's your cobra for you. Don't you agree, Apollo?
Oh no, Mr. Wright! I know what's gonna happen! You're gonna go in there, and you're just gonna be flashing your playing card! You got Trucy with you! You're already working the fortune machine!
Apollo, it was one time, and it was the only way to get Kristoff down!
Yeah, Mr. Wright, what next? You gonna go to the detention center? Take some letters out of Mr. Blackwell's cell? I don't know yet! I'm sorry, Mr. Wright! You destroyed my trust!
Apollo, how could you? After we destroyed your trust during your very first case, and we almost cost you your career.
What's wrong with saying I don't know if that's true? It's a very scientific approach. Your subordinate is more level-headed than you, or should I say, former subordinate. Anyways, from what I heard, apparently basically during the development of this game, one of the original plans was to have it where Apollo was seduced by basically a shady prosecutor, and then basically just have him go turncoat. But I guess the developers, they felt, what woman in her right mind would even try to seduce Apollo? So basically they decided, you know what, we're just gonna go with the aura angle. I can't believe it. Does Apollo really suspect Athena? Hugh, all this laughing has worn me out. You're trying to say something, Hunkajunk?
Mr. Turan, you look pale. Shall I help you to the sick bay?
Mr. Turan? But that's Apollo you're talking to. Oh, this Hunkajunk here is mistaking Apollo for Clay. Maybe Apollo was possessed by Clay's ghost.
Mr. Turan, how are you? Your injuries, Mr. Turan. Mr. Turan, how are your injuries, Mr. Turan?
I guess Clay intends to hang around to haunt the princess that murdered him. Ooh, and to haunt the lawyer that defends her, too, of course. A robot that can see ghosts. Yeah, right. And I'm a spirit medium. Sorry, but apparently scientists just don't tell very frightening ghost stories. Then how about I tell you a real horrific tale? It's called Simon's Attempt to Get a Date for His Junior Prom. It involves tears, a punch bowl, and three flights of stairs. I intend to defend Athena, no matter what you have to say about it. How perfectly foolish. That kind of blind belief makes people lose sight of the truth. Just like 7 years ago. Could you tell me about the incident 7 years ago? Why? Do you enjoy trampling on people's feelings and rubbing salt in their wounds? Or do you just want me to talk? In that case, what should I ask for in return?
I'd like to hear about that incident too! It helped me understand the current case better!
Huh? Apollo knows about that case too?
I read the internet, Mr. Wright! I have a life outside of you!
Well, if you're the one asking Apollo, come on, Hunkajunk, you tell the story.
But Miss Aura, that's private information.
Tisk, if you won't talk, I'll just have to make you talk.
Yes, who cares about personal privacy? Not me. I am ready to utilize my blast processing abilities to impart all available information.
Wow, what a magic trick. He's like a completely different robot now.
The bodies of the robots that come from this lab were designed by Miss Aura. I was born 7 years ago. Miss Aura was much, much younger then.
Yeah, better watch what you say if you don't want to get recycled, Clonko.
And then our hearts were created by that great genius, Dr. Metis Sykes.
Hearts? Robots with hearts? Can you even make such a thing?
Emotions are not irrational things. Our logic and our hearts can be integrated. The two navigational companions created by Miss Aura and Dr. Metis transcends humans.
Metis. Huh? She just glanced over at her desk. Nobody could continue Metis' research. She and her work were truly one of a kind. And now the two navigational companions are all that's left of Metis here on Earth. The robots are all that's left? Isn't she leaving out a very important someone? We built the ultimate creations together, but now she's gone.
I get the feeling Dr. Sykes loved her robots almost as much as she loved her daughter. And almost as much as she loved you.
What are you talking about? Don't make me laugh. But you lost someone too, didn't you, Apollo? Your friend Clay? I guess you and I are pretty much in the same boat.
Miss Aura, would you like a tissue?
Keep your trap shut, hunk of junk.
Congo is an important keepsake of your time with Dr. Sykes. You should treat him better. You're robophobic.
What does it matter? He doesn't feel pain, and I can always repair his body. And then just chemo breaks through the dimensional fabric. Let my people go! And then then Aura just pushes chemo down. No! Help! Help! Besides, their hearts aren't actually in their bodies. What do you mean by that? The program Menace wrote runs on a separate mainframe. Their bodies are controlled remotely from there. Their hearts and memories are there too. These bodies are really just peripherals. So, I can do anything I want to them. I'm not so sure that gives you the right to physically abuse the poor things. But why are you people looking into such an old case now anyways? Well, we believe the culprit of that incident might be the same person as in this case.
So Daddy's gonna find out who killed Dr. Sykes too.
I'm sure you're aware of who Metis's killer is. Yes, Prosecutor Blackwell, or so it seems. That's a quaint way of putting it. Are you implying you don't think he did it? I can't say anything for sure right now, but that's exactly why I'd like to hear your side of it, to help me be sure. I was the one who introduced Simon to Metis, you know. He wanted to learn psychology, he said, to give himself an edge in court. And I wanted to introduce him to someone to help him get over his weep phase. Unfortunately, I failed horrifically. Prosecutor Blackwell's forte, his infamous power suggestion technique. Exactly, and he was oddly serious about it, rather than a student-teacher-student relationship. He treated her more like how a loyal samurai would treat his sovereign. Huh? He seems more like a lost soul than a dignified samurai to me. He even got along well with that miserable little princess. Would you believe that he actually tried to stop me from bullying her? He said, "Oh, Aura, don't throw trash at Athena. Oh, Aura, don't try to light Athena's hair on fire while she's asleep. Oh, Aura, don't try to dump acid on the little princess as a prank."
What? Why you call Athena the princess anyways?
Well, she is Metis's daughter after all, although she's nothing like her. Besides, doesn't the selfish little princess always have lots of white knights hanging around? Now I think I see why Athena didn't say anything when we ran into Aura yesterday. It all makes sense now. So the culprit behind the two cases could be the same, huh? That settles it then. What does it settle? The fact that she's a monster! She's not a princess, she's a monster! Some evil demon from the abyss! First she's killing my co-worker, then she gets my brother arrested because of her shoddy testimony, no doubt intentional, and then she goes around killing people at the Space Center and putting Apollo in a funk. Know your business, just forget you heard anything. How long are you people going to hang around here anyways?
What? But we came here to take a look around.
You think you can just waltz in and ransack a person's lab? Show me a search warrant. We're not the police, so we don't have one. Then get out, now. Come on, go show them out.
Certainly, Miss Aura.
Ouch, don't push!
My apologies, I'm just following orders.
Ah! December 20th, Cosmos Space Center. Entrance. What a way to get shown out.
The nerve of that woman! What's with that horrible attitude?
I guess that's just how she is.
And why was Apollo going along with her? The Judas Polly!
I guess it's because they have something in common. Apollo's Clay, just like how Aura lost Dr. Sykes.
I'm really worried about him. He's not himself at all. He's like an edgelord. He's gross. Polly can't be edgy. Look at him. That's like saying that Hello Kitty can be edgy. That's like saying that a teddy bear can be edgy. It's all kinds of wrong, Daddy. He's usually not all cool and dark and mysterious like that.
Oh my gosh, I forgot that Truzy actually brought that up. Where basically Truzy outright says,
Polly can't be cool.
I guess that's true. Does she mean he's usually silly and dorky?
Yes, look at him. Look at that hairdo. He's like a clown. I gotta go keep an eye on him.
Hey, wait, Trucy, come back! She's gone. What should I do now? Detective Fulbright's probably still questioning Athena. I guess I'll go back to the office. Alone. Okay, on that note, I think that now would be a good time to end things off. Anyways, I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. You're a great viewer, and I hope you come back for the next one. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. With us, see you next time. Bye.